This is really a special time for the Park District. Whenever we can open a new playground, a new park for our community, that's what we do. Making life fun, and if you look at this playground and how everybody's been looking at it over the years, we know that this is going to make a lot of people's lives very, very fun. This has been a rather quick endeavor. If you're around this area and you've seen this playground going up, it's really been something special. We've somehow managed to keep everybody off of it with fencing and guard dogs, I guess. So today they're going to be able to get in and play it. But this was able to be done. Again, we have such a great relationship with our legislators, with the village, with the community. But in this case, it's really a lot of credit to our representative, Fred Crespo. Fred can work magic. He's been a long supporter of the Park District, well over 20, long supporter of the village of Hoffman Estates. So if you know Fred, got his roots started here and went on to bigger and greater things, but he hasn't forgotten the little guy, which is us, especially when you look at the Park District. Fred managed to provide $500,000 of funding for this Park District. So when you get something like that and you're able to have something so special, come from such a strong supporter. This was an area where we really didn't have a great playground. If you're from this area, it's kind of very congested. We got a gorgeous golf course right next to us, and we got a gorgeous swimming pool right here. But we really needed that outdoor playground. So working with Fred and his staff, Fred working with the state of Illinois, and we were able to get this funding, and we were able to put this playground together. So I can't say enough our heartfelt thanks to Fred for all that he does for the Park District at all times, but especially because he is the individual that put this park together. I know Dustin's looking at me because Dustin Hugan, our Director of Parks and Planning here, is thinking I put that park together. So I really do want to recognize Dustin for all his efforts. We save a lot of money by doing things in-house, and Dustin and his crew is wonderful, and so they really did do a lot of this to make this park what it is today. Just a couple other staff. I do have some key staff here. I have Brian Bechtold, my Deputy Director. I saw Amy Levis, our Director of Administrative Services. I have Cindy Flynn, who's our Superintendent of Special Projects. And I know Carrie Militich, who's our Superintendent of Outreach, who puts these events together, is here as well. So, but without any further ado, I just want to give Fred a chance to say a couple words. And it's just been real special working with him. So Fred, here you go.
Thank you, great. Good morning, everyone. As I look at this playground, I reminisce when I was a kid growing up in Chicago in the coastal neighborhood back in 1898. Things were so different back then. It's amazing what these playgrounds look like. But let me tell you, this would not have happened if it was really for the Park District, for the Executive Director and the board. I was thinking last night, I was telling Craig, I remember when I was a trustee here in Hoffman Estates, I had a great working relationship with the Park District. I got elected 19 years ago, and I remember talking to Dean Bostrom, who was the Executive Director back then, and I said, Dean, there's a building on Salem and Bodie, and there's a non-for-profit program for kids up to like 6 or 7 years old. They have nowhere to play. And the Park District was nice enough to build a playground out there so the kids can play in a very safe area. A couple years later, the dean came to me and said, hey Fred, we're looking at building a playground for kids with special needs at Eisenhower Middle School. And I was able to secure funds, and they built a beautiful park back then, and here we are today. So again, this would not have happened if it weren't because of your Park District, and it's just a culture of cooperation that they have that makes it for people like me to be part of this. I want to thank the Park District. Craig, thank you for reaching out to me like a year ago. This is very quick. And I'm looking forward to continuing this relationship with the Park District and all of you to help our community. Thank you again very much.
Thank you, Fred. He named a couple other parks, but if you ever go to the Capon Center, that's where our ice arena is and our offices. I'd be remiss not to also mention that $200,000 just a couple years ago came from Fred as well to build that playground also. So his support for our community is just simply unwavering, and again, we can't thank him enough. We do have Bill McLeod here, our mayor, so I want to give him a chance to say a couple words.
Well, the sun always shines on the Hoffman Estates Park District. A little cool today, but the sun is also shining. We're very fortunate to have such an outstanding park district here in Hoffman Estates. They do a really fabulous job. Two-time gold medal winning park district. And I remember the days when it wasn't as well run as it is now. You have an outstanding park board also. Well, I also want to thank State Representative Fred Crespo. There's so much in Hoffman Estates that he played a huge role in. I know from the village standpoint, he's gotten us grants and money for a lot of different programs and road work and various things. And also the Women's and Children's Hospital, the Fuller Interchange of Barrington Road and I-90 would not have been possible without the efforts, the yeoman efforts of State Representative Fred Crespo in the Illinois legislature. I know from the village standpoint, the hunt to get the Fuller Interchange of Barrington Road and I-90, sometimes I felt like Captain Ahab chasing the white whale. But with Fred's help and determination, it got done. Not too many places are so fortunate to have such a great state representative as Fred Crespo. But to turn back again to the Park District, they have done an extraordinary job in the last 20 years. It is amazing how beautiful the parks are, how many different projects they developed, and right here you got the trifecta. The golf course, Seascape, and now this wonderful park. So congratulations to the Park District, and I know you'll keep up the great work. Thank you.
Thank you so much, hopefully I did. Chris, did I say your name when I... Okay, just making sure. I look around like, did I say everybody's name? Because you're always going to forget somebody. But again, this has just been wonderful. I know I didn't say Jennifer Sweeney, our new Director of Recreation, gets to oversee all these fun things as well. So, I know everybody's been waiting here. We have a lot of other people in the crowd. I want to thank you if you're one of our community reps. I've seen a few. I see Tricia O'Brien from the chamber here as well. So again, this is, as they say, when you get this many people together in a community, we all know what they say, right? It takes a park district.
Exactly. That's what I always say.
With cooperation from the village and the state.
You probably think this is Springfield to cut the budget, right?
Good job!
Thank you so much. That means the playground is open.
All right. Let's get out of the way. We're getting trampled by kids.